let's be honest. If you think you need to wait until the third, fourth, or even fifth date to have sex, you're the victim of misinformation or, worse, manipulation. You've probably been told that women don't really want to have sex, that we're all just waiting for some profound emotional connection to blossom first. The truth is, we do want to have sex. We just don't want to have it with someone who bores the hell out of us. And that's what most of you are doing when your dates feel more like job interviews. Predictable, painfully polite, and completely forgettable. If she's a beautiful woman, she has probably been on a date exactly like this 20 times this month alone. So let's fix that. Let's make your first dates exciting, the kind of dates that will make her want to see you again, and yes, invite you upstairs. I'm Dr. Evelyn Hartwell, your trusted men's health advisor, and today we're going to dismantle the bad advice you've been given. First dates so often fail before they even begin because most men are stuck in the same tedious loop. Same bar, same restaurant, same conversation. What do? Where are you from? Do you have any siblings? You need to wake her the hell up, and you can do it in two ways. Go big or go opposite. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Going big means inviting her to a place or an experience she wouldn't normally have access to. This isn't about throwing money around. It's about creativity and access. Maybe it's a hidden rooftop bar with a breathtaking view of the entire city. Maybe it's getting last-minute tickets to a concert she casually mentioned wanting to see. Perhaps it's a private cooking class where you're both laughing and making pasta from scratch. The goal is to create a memory, to give her a story. Think about what makes her say, wow, when she tells her friends about the date the next day. Here's a real example. A client of mine took a woman to an underground speakeasy that required a password to get in. The entire entrance was disguised as an old-fashioned phone booth. When they walked through, she felt like she had stepped into a spy movie. He dressed sharp, brought her a single, elegant flower, and made sure the entire evening felt like a scene from a film. That woman told me later she was thinking about sleeping with him before they even ordered their first drinks. He didn't just take her for a cocktail, he gave her an adventure. Alternatively, you can go opposite. This is my personal favorite because it requires guts and imagination. Do something so absolutely unexpected that it flips the entire dating script. I once went on a date with a man who knew I was accustomed to a certain level of luxury. 5-star restaurants, glitz and glam. So where did he take me? A car wash. Yes, a drive-through car wash. And as we sat there watching the colorful foam and water cascade over the windows, just talking, flirting, and smiling, it somehow turned into the hottest make-out session of my life. Afterward, he drove to a beautiful scenic overlook, pulled out a small basket with a bottle of wine and some cheese, and we watched the sunset. It was magical, intimate, and it cost him almost nothing. But wait, there's something deeper happening here that most men miss completely. To pull off a date like that, you don't need money. You need imagination and balls. You need the confidence to break the mold. Let me give you more examples of the go opposite strategy that worked wonders. One guy took a woman miniature golfing, followed by ice cream. Sounds juvenile, right? But she was a high-powered attorney who spent 12 hours a day in serious, high-stakes meetings. For her, being playful and a little ridiculous was the complete opposite of her normal life. She told me, later, that watching him celebrate like a 10-year-old when he got a hole-in-one made her want to rip his clothes off. Another guy took a woman to a dive bar that had a mechanical bull. They took shots, dared each other to ride the bull, laughed their asses off, and ended up back at his place 3 hours later. The key? She was used to men trying to impress her with expensive dinners and grand gestures. He impressed her by not giving a damn about impressing her in the traditional way. He just focused on creating fun. Here's a critical piece of the puzzle that most men ignore. They don't read the woman in front of them. You cannot treat all women the same. A cookie-cutter approach guarantees failure. For a small-town girl who is new to the city, taking her to a nice dinner at a fancy restaurant might genuinely impress her. But what if she's a sophisticated city woman who has seen it all? That same dinner is just another Tuesday night. It's boring. Most guys think a nice restaurant is the safe play, but the thing about safe plays is that they're utterly forgettable. You need to ask yourself, what is her normal? And then you either go one level way above it or you completely flip it upside down. That's how you surprise her. That's how you make a real, lasting impression. Here's a quick framework for reading her. If she mentions growing up in a small town or being new to the city, the traditional impressive date often works. Take her somewhere with white tablecloths and a great wine list. If she talks about her career constantly and seems like a high-strung professional, give her permission to be silly. Take her somewhere playful where she can let her guard down. If she complains that she's been on a million boring dates, do something so unexpected she has no frame of reference for it. Take her to a pottery class, a shooting range, or even a comedy open mic night. The goal is to be the one date that doesn't blend in with the rest. Now, let's talk about where 90% of men completely screw this up. Physical contact. You're so afraid of looking like a creep that you don't touch her at all. You sit there, stiff and rigid, overthinking every move and waiting for some magical green light from her that never comes. And she feels it. She feels your fear. When you act scared, she knows you don't have what it takes. Here's what to do instead. Touch her early, naturally and intentionally. For example, as you're talking, you can playfully grab her hand to look at her rings or tease her about her nail polish. When you're both laughing at a joke, casually and briefly touch her arm. If you see a stray piece of hair on her face, gently brush it away as if it's the most natural thing in the world for you to do. Keep this in mind because it connects directly to how women assess confidence. If she's smiling and engaged, you can escalate slightly. Touch her knee for a second as you make a point, and then pull back. Watch her reaction, not like you're a scientist conducting an experiment, but just as part of the natural flow of conversation. If she's not okay with it, believe me, you'll see it immediately. She'll tense up or pull away. But if she is okay with it, if she smiles, leans in, or even reciprocates the touch, you've just built a powerful connection. Let me clear up a massive misunderstanding about physical contact. Most men think they need explicit, verbal permission before every touch. That is not how attraction or sexual tension works. When you do it right, it stops being about her giving you the green light and starts being about you setting the tone. You're non-verbally communicating. This is my energy. This is the vibe. Can you keep up? There's this iconic moment in the Pam and Tommy TV show when Tommy Lee meets Pamela Anderson for the first time. He's so overwhelmed with excitement and attraction that he just licks her face. It's an insane, over-the-top move. And for a split second, she's stunned like, what just happened? But then she gets it. She laughs and she licks him back. It's an instant vibe check. They're on the same chaotic, passionate wavelength. Now, my telling you this does not mean you should run around licking strangers on dates. Please do not do that. But the principle is what matters. You don't have to wait for her permission to be a confident, physical, masculine man. Let me give you more practical, real-world examples. When you're walking into the bar or restaurant, guide her with your hand on the small of her back. Always try to sit next to each other, not across a wide table. This allows your legs to touch naturally. When she says something funny, put your hand on her thigh for a moment while you laugh. Hold the contact for just a second or two, then remove it. It's a push-pull dynamic that builds tension. If you're at a loud bar, lean in close to talk to her. So close that your cheek almost brushes hers, so close that she can feel the warmth of your breath. Then pull back and maintain eye contact. That single moment creates more sexual tension than an entire hour of polite, distant conversation. The question isn't, will she let me? The question is, am I being a cool, confident man that she wants to match my energy? That's what gets her excited. It's not about the restaurant you picked. It's about that moment when you felt alive and, in turn, made her feel alive too. This is exactly why I created the Desire Playbook, which includes the 20 best sexual questions to ask a woman. These questions are designed to help you discover what actually turns her on, not what you think should turn her on. You can find it linked in the description below, completely free. After you've broken the pattern, read her correctly, and established physical contact, you'll reach a critical point. This is where most guys either close the deal or blow it entirely. The key is to maintain the energy without trying too hard. Don't suddenly become a different person. Don't revert to being overly polite or careful. That signals to her that the confidence was just an act, and now you're scared of what might happen next. Instead, keep the playfulness going. If the date is going well and it's getting late, suggest the next step simply and confidently. Want to come back to my place for one last drink? Don't make it a big, dramatic deal. Don't apologize for asking. Just say it naturally, like it's the obvious and logical next step, because if the vibe is right, it is. If she says no, don't get weird, awkward, or defensive. Just smile and say, cool. Well, let's definitely do this again soon. End the date on a high note with a good kiss. But here's what I've noticed from years of coaching. When you've done everything right up to this point, she rarely says no. Why? Because you've already shown her that you're different from every other guy she's dated this month. You're not a script reader. You're a leader. The bottom line is this: making a first date a panty dropper isn't about manipulative tricks or cheesy pickup lines. It's about demonstrating that you possess something most men lack: genuine confidence and the balls to take a risk. When you break the pattern with an unexpected date, when you read her and calibrate to what she actually needs in that moment, and when you touch her naturally and confidently without waiting for permission, you create the perfect conditions for powerful, undeniable sexual tension that makes her want you. So, on your next first date, try this approach. Either go big with something impressive she's never experienced, or go opposite with something so unexpected it flips her world upside down. Touch her hand when you're talking. Brush her arm when you're laughing. Fix her hair like it's the most natural thing in the world. Watch how she responds and escalate from there. That's when you'll know it's working. If this has completely changed how you think about first dates, hit that subscribe button. Drop a comment below and tell me, what's the most unexpected first date you've ever been on? Or what's the most creative date you've ever planned? I read every single one. Thanks for watching. Keep learning, keep growing, and keep taking care of yourselves.